can sense the chaos incoming. He is just a special kind of man. I'm sick of the hate around this book. That was a time. Let's just move on. Hey! I am super excited because today, in this video, we are going to be doing the bookish tag. And there is nothing I love more than A, reading, love it. Hence why we're here. 2B, that's what I meant, talking about books. And this video allows me to do that. We're going to be doing the bookish tag. I have personally seen this from Jamie, these people. I've seen these do it and thank you. I do just want to jump right in. Please like this video. Please subscribe. Okay, let's do it. Let's start. Let's go. So, as per Jamie's video, which had 14 tags, we're going to do all of those. I'm going to talk through all of them. But I've actually decided to add 2 extra, just in case, off the back of this video, by some chance, someone else picks up this idea and they like what I want to talk about and my questions and what I would love to add. The first one, the first tag is favourite genres. Genre. My favourite genre, I am here in front of my teeny tiny little bookshelf, and if you cannot tell, my favourite genres, if we're keeping it simple, are romantasy and romance. Those are my books. I love fantasy and I love romance, so putting them together is just a cocktail made for me. I love it. Second tag, tag number 2, is favourite authors. Now, something about this just doesn't feel sort of like, nothing flashes for me, like this is the person that I love the most. But I have to say Sarah J Maas, because I mean, she's the author that I've actually read the most from, which makes me one basic bitch. Yep, she's definitely out there. In terms of romance authors, I would have to say Abby Jimenez, because Just for the Summer is life. Wow, love. And also Hannah Bonham Young. Mwah, elite. Bookish tag number 2 is favourite form of reading. And honestly, that's hard. It's so circumstantial for me. I personally love a physical book. I've recently started enjoying hardbacks more because I've read quite a few this year, and I love my Kindle. I literally can't answer this. If I had to pick, I would probably say standard paperback, a floppy one. Yeah, that's what we're going to go with. Number 4. Books that I have loved in different eras of my life. I started off, oh my god, I actually have it. 1 second! I, of course, grew up in the UK, and where I grew up, we read Biff and Chip. Those guys, they raised us. And then after learning to read and figuring out that I liked reading, I read this series, which is the Rainbow Magic series. I found this book in particular in a charity shop, and it just brought back so much nostalgia, and vibes. This is nothing but vibes. As I grew up, I definitely stopped reading for a little while, and I think I found sort of like a newfound appreciation for literature when I was around 14 or 15, and I read books like the Hunger Games trilogy, I read Gone Girl, I read a lot of popular books. The reason why I read them is because that's what my sisters were reading, and I am the baby sister. I have 2 older sisters, and they influenced me in literally everything that I did. They're my homies, so that's what I read. Tag number 5 is 5 books that define your reading taste. Number 1, for me, the first thing that comes to mind is A Court of Mist and Fury. I bloody love that book. I can very, very distinctively remember exactly how it made me feel. Kicking, screaming, giggling, throwing my feet around. I loved it. Number 2, I think I would say it's a mix. So I'll say number 2 and 3. And those books are Daydream by Hannah Grace and Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I didn't think I was that big on romance, I'll be honest. And then I read these 2 books and I realised that actually they can do so much more than just provide a silly good time. Some of the themes in these books are so deep, and they don't necessarily hit home, all of them, but they just really make you think and feel. And I honestly think that romance books, in particular for me, have taught me empathy, especially as an adult, because oh my god, some of the themes in these books are just absolutely crazy. Love them. The next one is a popular book, but just not in the circles that I circulate these days, and that is, I almost threw it, Educated by Tara Westover. This is a much deeper book than anything that I have put on here so far. This is a memoir, and it is about some dark shit. It's quite cultish and it can be extremely difficult to read. Is there a bookmark in this? Yes, there is. I read this now at least 3 or 4 years ago and I still think about it, and I can't not mention this book when I think about my reading taste because it is just elite. And I would take 6 of these books on a platter and read them all right now in a row, but it would probably be very bad for my mental health, so I won't do that. But that's how much I enjoy these sorts of reads. So good. And so bad, but so good. My final one is the book that got me back into like loving reading, and specifically loving romantasy. Can you guess what it is? Honestly, just looking at it, the power that this book holds over me, it's unhealthy. It is Fourth Wing by Miss Rebecca Yarros. I had not ever read a single page of fantasy before I picked up this book. I don't even know why I bought it. I can't remember where I bought it or why I bought it, but here we are. A year and a half, 2 years later, and oh my god, this defines my reading taste on its own. I flippin' love this series and I don't want anything negative said about it. Let's just move on from this because I'm sure this will pick up in another tag. Next up, we have my favourite bookish characters. First one that came to mind was Riddick from Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, Onyx Storm, the Empyrean series. Riddick is just, to me, he seems like a good friend and a good vibe. And that is my favourite type of character, actually. Sometimes the side characters in books for me are actually the best because what they add to the main plot might not be as significant as tons and tons of other things, but if they bring the vibes, I like it and I like them. Other favourite characters, we have Justin from Just for the Summer. He is just a special kind of man, and that's all I'm going to say. And then we have Sarah and Caleb from Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young. I love them. And Sarah in particular is me. Sarah is me. I am Sarah. We are one. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Sarah is, you know, she is me incarnate. Like, she is. The next tag, can't remember which number we're on now, is favourite series. For me, it is definitely my girl. Oh, no, actually, we have to talk about this because I'm sick of the hate around this book. Can you see that? The Folk of the Air trilogy by Holly Black. I love this and I can understand why some people don't like it, but definitely one that I really enjoyed. So easy to read. My copies in particular are super floppy, so they give a great reading experience. The audiobooks are fab. And yeah, I love this series and I get why some people don't like it, but can't relate. Love it! Next up, we have favourite editions / special editions of books. Now, I am not yet, I would say I'm not a bookish collector in the sense that I have a Fairy Loot subscription or anything like that. Would love to, I'm on the wait list, but right now I don't. I'm also not like a huge sprayed edge person. I have a couple of sprayed edges and some really pretty books. I will show you the ones I have that I think sort of fit into this. One of them isn't sprayed edges, but I personally just absolutely love this cover. And that is The Crimson Moth. I think that this cover is beautiful. And I think there's a couple of covers for this book, but when I saw it in person, I thought, wow, she's gorgeous. Next up, we have a new book, and it is Spellbound by Georgia Layton. When I bought this book, I think it had something like 90 ratings and reviews on Goodreads, which is nothing. So I'm definitely excited to read this. I think it's gorgeous. This is definitely a book that I judged by its cover and thought, fine, I'll buy it. I did read the blurb, but yeah, definitely based on the cover. I think this is absolutely stunning. And this one actually has a black sprayed edge, which I think is just a wonderful, wonderful little touch. I personally think that we hit the jackpot in the UK with this cover edition, and that is Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. I personally have the red sprayed edge, and yeah, gorgeous, love it, stunning. But they are probably, to me, the most beautiful books I have. The next tag is, if I could, what would I go buy right now? And there is literally only one book that I think about when I saw this tag, and that is, I believe it's Blood Over Brighthaven. Is that correct? People say it so quick and I'm not sure, but this is doing the rounds at the minute and I'm definitely intrigued, but I'm saving it for a payday treat because I've already bought, I think, 5 books this month, and that is enough. I don't need to keep buying books. I have lots of books to read. I believe we're on tag 10. And this one is fave bookish merch shops slash companies. I think I have 0 actual bookish merch. This is probably the closest that I have, and I love this. It is Stars Hollow, which is obviously an ode to Gilmore Girls, which I love, and it does have some little books on it, and yeah, absolutely love this. This is probably the most bookish item of clothing that I have, surprisingly, actually. I have, however, ordered from N Embroideries, which is who Emmy has collabed with, and I think this second launch is unbelievable. My general sort of feeling around bookish merch is I truly think that you should be supporting small businesses and getting things from Etsy businesses and the smaller businesses that are just, they're doing the work for the book girlies and giving us what we want. That's my opinion. Next up, we have my favourite bookish creators. Now, I think I've kind of mentioned lots of them already. My number one is probably Emmy. Love her. I really enjoy Laura as well. I have just gotten into watching Bailey. She is kind of chaotic and she gives me vibes, so that's fun. I also really enjoy Lexi. Oh my god. I needed like a constant stream of her consciousness into my brain. So I went to find her on YouTube and I've watched everything she's uploaded because, yeah, more chaos. Love that. I definitely have more and I will list them all here. All of the bookish girlies. Here they are. They're my favourites. Next up, we have a series that I'm excited to finish. We obviously have Fourth Wing, the Empyrean series, which I believe we get 2 more books for. I'm okay to wait. I'm okay. I don't want that to end anytime soon. So Rebecca Yarros, please take your time. Thank you. Other than that, I read the Book of Asriel last week and I'm definitely excited to keep reading that because I can sense the chaos incoming and I'm excited. The question is, will we get more ACOTAR books? I'm not sure, but I would definitely keep on reading. My hot take, my bookish hot take, is that I didn't enjoy A Court of Silver Flames, but we'll just swiftly move on from that. Next, we have series I am excited to start. This is a tough one. I'm definitely intrigued by Phantasma and Enchantra. That sounds like a good time. I've seen Emmy talk about A Tribute of Fire, which is also super intriguing to me. That's on like my super soon TBR list. Honestly, other than that, literally everything on my shelf, I want to read it. If it's here, I want to read it. The final tag that has been mentioned prior to this video is books that I predict will be a favourite. I guess this is definitely in the running. I think that I could really enjoy this. Love the premise. Hope it doesn't let me down. We also have The Ministry of Time. I am thinking that this might change my life, and on the same vein as this, and I don't know why, but I definitely think that the husbands could also really speak to me and just give me a new outlook on life, which is my favourite type of read. So yeah, definitely those. Do you know what else actually, and this could have been in another tag, but this series, The Faithful and the Fallen. I got this recommendation from Sydney, Sid, who is another one of my favourite YouTubers. I love listening to her speak and I would listen all day. This is one of her favourite series and I think that this could be a good time for me. I have 2 tags that I want to add in. So the first one is books that I want to see more people read. And my first book that screams to me when I thought about this was this book, which is called The Sky is Everywhere by Jandy Nelson. This I read probably about 4 years ago, and it might actually be one of my favourite books that I've ever read. I'm just going to read the blurb to you because I think it's kind of chaotic and just wild. What's wrong with me? What kind of girl wants to kiss every boy at a funeral, wants to maul a guy in a tree after making out with her dead sister's boyfriend the previous night? Speaking of which, what kind of girl makes out with her sister's boyfriend at all? That is a kind of wild synopsis. What you need to know about this book is essentially our main character's sister has died, and she gets into a couple of situations with her sister's boyfriend, and there's a lot going on. But the reason why this book is great is because the representation of grief in this book is outstanding, and some of my favorite books touch on grief absolutely top tier, 10 out of 10. They do it really well. And that's why I loved this book in particular. It definitely made me sob, but it also spoke to my inner child, my inner teenage girl. And yes, I would love to see even one person talk about this book. I've never seen anyone pick it up. I bought it in a charity shop, I think, for like 50p. What a read. Would love to see more people read this book. The series slash book that I would like to see more people read is Delilah Green Doesn't Care. This is by Ashley Herring Blake, and this series is a sapphic romance series, so think Chestnut Springs but with lesbians and bisexual ladies. It's a good time. I had a phase actually that I forgot to mention in one of the other tags where I read predominantly, if not only, queer romance. Yeah, that was a time. This one out of all of them was probably like, wow, this is something I didn't know that I needed, and it does give sort of like small town, cozy vibes, and it's just great. And the other two books in the series, I've actually only read the second one, but not the third one. Also great. Really, really love this series, and I would definitely like to see more queer representation in all of these popular books that we talk about these days on social media. The final tag that I decided I wanted to add into this is favourite bookish activity. I guess it kind of links into my favourite way or form to reading. And when I think about my favourite way to read, I love, oh my god, I didn't even mention audiobooks when I spoke about that tag. I'm stupid. I love audiobooks. My favourite way to read is either while I'm walking somewhere with an audiobook on that I'm already invested in. Love that. It's a sunny, gorgeous day. I'm reading a really great audiobook and I'm having the best time on a walk. That sounds elite to me. And then the second way is probably something that you'll see a lot on this channel in the next few months, is reading in the sun in my own garden. I have an egg chair. Said egg chair. Oh my god, I love my egg chair, and I love the sun, and I love reading in my garden. I feel so at home and at peace. And yeah, that is definitely one of my favourite bookish ways to read, bookish activities. And other than that, my favourite bookish activity is talking to you guys about books. So that is it for today's video. I hope you feel like you got to know me a little bit more without me telling you everything about myself, and that you understand my reading taste and what I love. And I hope that you either love listening to me talk, which is just impossible to imagine, but if not that, I hope that you and I have similar reading tastes and you want to come back and listen to me yap about books and watch me read some books some more. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, tell me in the comments what your favorite bookish way to read is. I want to know the setting. I want to know if you're listening. I want to know if it's a paperback, a hardback, Kindle. Tell me. That's what I'm interested in. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.